I'm just trying to, mimic the randomness of a natural system by just randomly driving different things in. And some of these things will take, and some of them won't take, and I don't care. Hey, it's Greg here with MaritimeGardening.com, and I thought I would do an update on the pond situation, which is coming along nicely. Let me just grab the camera and walk you around a little bit and show you what I'm doing. So, as far as I can tell, this seems to hold water. I mean, I know in earlier videos I mused at the idea of trying different kinds of liners, maybe using concrete and so on and so forth. But I think by just sloping it and making it good and deep, I think it might just take care of itself. But I think the trick is to have something growing all along that bank, and I'm hoping it's not too steep for those things to stay there, right? So, what I've got is really, the soil here, the natural soil is very, very, very hard clay. So, you had to use a pickaxe and it was a lot of work to get into it. But it seems to hold water really well. I mean, you can see at the outlet, I've just got a pipe here. So when there's overflow, bit of a shadow there, sorry about that. But when there's overflow, it just goes out the pipe. I've got a lady's pantyhose over a stock, whatever those things are called, nylons over that, just to filter out whatever crap goes in there. We probably have to replace it once a year, but it should be okay. The long-term plan is to build something resembling like a wharf or a pier over that to obscure it and to create, it'll come out a little bit into the pond just to create an area of shade, right? So when the fish want to get out of the sun, there'll be that shade there and it'll just hide that ugly thing, right? I had these irises growing in another part of the garden. They've never really looked great or done well. So I know they don't mind having their roots a bit wet and that sort of thing. I really don't care if they live or die. So I decided to just put them here anyway. I dug them out of one of my other gardens well over a month ago, and they've just been sitting around and still not dying, right? So I think they're a pretty tenacious plant. We'll see what happens. And what I did to get them in place is I pegged them in place. You can see in spots there's a little stick like that, right? Little sticks. Right, so I just put the root mass there and then I just pound these pegs in to hold them in place. Over time, those will get moss and whatever, right? Now, this moss here that you can see around the perimeter, this is from the ditch near my house, right? These are basically ditch plants. I mean, really, when you think about it, this system is a ditch. It's a drainage ditch, right? And I've just got a pool in the ditch, right? A part of the ditch that's deeper and wider than most of the ditch is narrow, right? Just deeper and wider than the rest of the ditch. So it makes sense that plants that seem to live in ditches should be fine, where you've got, running water sometimes and not running water other times. Basically, ditch plants don't mind their roots being flooded, but also they have they're not, it looks like stagnant water, but it really isn't, because every time it rains, new water will come in and some water will go out. So there's a transfer of water, right, with every good rainfall. And there's actually always a little bit of water coming in. I'm creating a shadow here, but if you look in the inlet here, where the water comes in, there's actually a little bit of water there, right? Seems to be always a little bit of water just slowly seeping in. And I decided to copy a natural system where I just put some different rocks here, and you can see I put a little peg in there just to keep them from falling down in. Right, so that the water has to sort of go around that and find its way in, grow through the roots of some of these weeds. And then I found this plant in the ditch right in front of my house, this one here. And it basically has its roots in the water, but it, at times it's completely submerged, and at times the tops of it are poked out like that. But it seems to not mind that. So I just, again, using a little peg, just, scooped up some of the root mass and mud from the ditch and put it in there. And I'm going to try to find more of those and have like a little area of them right here, like a delta, right? You can think of a natural system. You've got the water coming in. You've got all these things that live where the water comes in that are different than anywhere else. So I'm thinking if I have a bunch of those things, again, there'll be more stuff, taking the fresh stuff coming in, hopefully cleaning the water up a little bit. Also, you can tell this is really, really muddy. And what I think happens is that every time it rains, the rain hammers the edge, right? And all that clay gets washed in, and clay takes forever to settle out, right? So I think as I work my way around with all of these just ditch plants, I mean, this looks like moss, but it's like moss and a whole bunch of other things. And yeah, there's some weedy type things in with the moss, but I noticed just walking around the street that the kind of things that live in the ditch don't live anywhere else, and they can, but they don't tend to climb up people's lawns and go into their lawns. They tend to stay in the ditch, probably because they need a lot of water, right? And they need that. So what I'm hoping is that these have enough capacity to sort of bring the water up. And because I've just put these down, I'm coming around with a watering can, you know, like once a day, and just giving them a good water. And I'll probably do that for a week or so, just until they get established. You can see with the rocks around the edge, I've pegged them up a little bit, right? Especially ones I think might fall in, right? So, you know, the main thing is have them so they don't fall in. If you have a straight drop, the side will fall away. But by having this, 45-degree give or take slope, right? I can peg stuff like this. You can see the peg right here, right? I can peg these things in, and hopefully they root into the soil there and just hold it all together, right? Hopefully they grow up to these rocks, and I'm not really going to care too much about whatever grows around here. I'm just going to let it go a bit wild, and hopefully this water gets a bit cleaner over time. I think I'll grab, I got a little bit of moss left, so I think I'll peg this section up and sort of show, or maybe I'll do over there. And I'll just show you kind of what I'm doing here, for the idea of it. So all I'm using to peg these in are just little sticks from, branches of trees around the area, right? And I just use the pruners to cut one end of it on a bit of a angle like that, so it goes in the ground easily. So it's pretty easy, right? And the other end's flat, so it's easy to pound it in. Right? So pretty low tech. That takes no time at all to create a couple of dozen of these, just using whatever tree branches or sticks or whatever you can find, anything really. But the main thing is that you wouldn't use green branches off of a willow or something like that that'll actually create a tree, right? I want these to just rot and go away, but they should last a couple years and basically hang on to, I'm calling this moss, but it's ditch stuff, right? Where I live, it's a relatively new subdivision. The ditches that are in this area were just scooped out by a big machine, maybe 10 or so years ago. And so, everything that grew here just sort of grew naturally on its own. So I'm guessing these things grow fairly quickly, and they should, adapt, colonize, work their way into the system here and create something resembling a system. So whenever I have a little bit of time in the morning or whatever, I just go out in search of this kind of stuff. And a lot of it's growing against rocks. I don't want this thing, whatever it is, some sort of bush. I don't want that. Oh, of course it fell right in. Ugh. What are the odds? Right, so I don't know what that is, but there's stuff growing in it. It was growing in a ditch. So, right, it's going in. Now I'm just trying to, mimic the randomness of a natural system by just randomly driving different things in. And some of these things will take, and some of them won't take, and I don't care. Whatever it takes, right? These little pegs are maybe an inch thick. Not a lot. Pretty much used everything I had, I think. It's about here. Got some other random sort of plants. I'm going to try to put at that delta area over there, but that's all I got left from today. I have to go do another trip. Every time I fill this bucket, I can do it about 2 feet of space. So it's a bit of a process, but it'll work. Also, I get all this water from the ditch where these plants come from. To me, it makes sense to pour that in there, because I don't know what's in that water, but things that were, there's some sort of insect there, living things that were in that ditch that were part of that system, it makes sense for them to be in my pond. right? There's a kind of some sort of water spider there. That's fine, right? So I don't know. You know, they say there's a teaspoon of what is it? There, in a teaspoon of soil, there's more organisms than there are people on the earth. I'm guessing in a cup of that nasty ditch water, there's all kinds of bacteria and stuff that are ditch things, right? So it can't hurt to have them in my pond here. I can see there's another little insect over there, right? So there's some, it looks like an ant actually drowning, but anyway, you know, hopefully there's some sort of little seeds, there's different little things in here, and all this stuff will just find a way to work itself out in my little fake natural pond. So that's where we are right now. It seems to be working. It seems to be holding water quite well. It hasn't rained for a number of days now, and I noticed the water hasn't moved at all. I mean, it may be the case that this is a water table, and you know, that anywhere you dig a hole, this is where the water is right now, and that's the only reason I have water. And we'll have to see how this goes along the summer. What I do know is that when it rains, the water in here never gets higher than the outlet pipe, which means it's going, you know, it's going out through the pipe. And I think it's holding water because really, I mean, the water level here is almost 2 feet below grade, right? Maybe 20 inches below grade, right? So that's where the hard clay is. And I think it's holding water. It may even be the case that there's water coming up from underneath. Who knows, right? But there's definitely water coming down this ditch that we created here. And in the future, I may even extend. I call the ditch above the drainage ditch above the pond the collector ditch. So I got some gravel left over, so I may extend the collector ditch so that, you know, as much rain as possible can go in here, so that whenever there's a really good rain, there's really good turnover of the water in here. It gets some really good fresh water. We'll see how it goes. I might get one of those solar pumps that makes a little fountain-y type thing. I might do something like that. Who knows, right? But yeah, I'm going to have a little pier over at the other end. I might also put some sort of little boat here. Just little things to get shade for the fish that are eventually going to be in here. There's still no fish in here. I may buy some pond plants, floating pond plants, to put in here. I haven't decided that yet. What I'm hoping is that these ditch plants are good enough to take up the nutrients that are in the water from the fish doing their thing. I drained this whole thing a few weeks ago, and I noticed there was a lot of leaves at the bottom and that sort of stuff. I took one of those hole digging things, and I dug so in the center of this, there's a really deep hole. It goes another foot below. I mean, so the whole thing's maybe almost 4 feet deep, maybe even 5 feet deep, if you know, a meticulous process digging a hole about this big around. But I got this really deep hole at the bottom where hopefully the fish can go if they need to cool down or whatever. But yeah, I think this will work with this approach, because it's just like a ditch. It's a ditch with a hole in it, and this whole thing is a ditch. So hopefully that works. Anyway, just a little update on the natural pond build this year. Hopefully this is all going to work out. I hope you found this content interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and until next time, get out there, get at it, have fun in your garden. Thanks for watching.